So this is a video that I've been really excited to get into. My name's Ash, welcome along, this is FIFA 10. So thank you so much for joining me in another retro FIFA video. The last one, FIFA 09, had lots of positive comments, and I really do appreciate those of you who didn't just come on to request a tactic and then click off the video, but instead did watch the video and interact with it, and I really appreciate all of you guys who did that. Today we continue this series with FIFA 10. Not the first FIFA I owned by a long way, but the first one I owned on the PS3, and I think that jump of consoles, the biggest, was really between kind of the PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox to the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, and this was the first FIFA I owned on that kind of generation of consoles, where I think it really took a step up, and today we are going to explore that. Should probably mention that I'm not actively trying to look like Diego Simeone or Mauricio Pochettino in this video. These are just my work clothes. So of course the FIFA where Manchester United were of course sponsored by AIG, they had that black across the top. It was actually a very nice one. I was not a Manchester United fan myself, but did admire that kit. Rooney heading up kind of the FIFAs as he did during that era, and can't wait to get one into this. We of course come straight into the arena, which we made a big deal out of last time when we were on FIFA 09. Absolutely brilliant just to come into this first things first. I don't know why they ever got rid of this, I really don't. I think so many people just got stuck into this for ages before even actually playing the game, and at the end of the day, if they're on the game and they're enjoying it, why not? Such a fun feature that I think that they really should bring back. Yes, I know it's in the game, but it's hidden away and no one ever really plays on it anymore, whereas in this case it really confronted the player with it, and I think that was absolutely brilliant. Still back in the days where you had to hold down L2 or LT in order to perform even the most basic of skill moves, as you can see here. Otherwise, it would just go and kind of do a heavy touch. Before we carry out a deep dive into the menus and have a look at the gameplay, I quickly want to reach out to you guys. I want to know any of you who did play FIFA 10. What are your memories of it? Where does it rank amongst all of the kind of iterations and installments of FIFA? Please do let me know in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on it? Did you enjoy this one or not? Really love to hear from all of you guys, so make sure to hit me up down below. So here we are on to the menus then. We'll have a quick look. Very similar to what it was on FIFA 09. One mistake I did make is that I spoke about how there wasn't Ultimate Team on FIFA 09. There wasn't in the base game. It was actually a DLC added a bit later on, and it was the same for FIFA 10 as well in this case. As you'll see, it doesn't come up in the kind of main online game modes menu, but unfortunately it was there. Elsewhere, the Virtual Pro feature took a real step up this year. They introduced pro clubs last year and really bigged it up with the Be a Pro. That's something that they brought in for that FIFA 09. This year they gave it its own tab, allowed you not only to play it on pro clubs but also to play it in career mode as well, during that era where you could share across pro clubs and career mode. Very fun. We had Live Season 2.0, which didn't really take off that much, so probably shouldn't really dedicate that much time to it. We also had stadiums for the first time. I believe you could go in and edit the stadiums of any team. So for example, we'll go on the Blue Boys here and you could just change it. You got Ivy Lane there, but what if we want it to be the, I don't know, Stad Kokoto? That's a throwback to the past, isn't it? The El Bombastico, 70,000 capacity. The El Medio. The El Reducto. The Estadio Chamartin, which I'm pretty sure isn't in the game anymore. I've not seen that for a very long time. That looks pretty much like a Bernabeu knockoff. And of course, we can't get into the gameplay until we've had a look at this, what we did last video as well, EA Sports Tracks. Let's have a look at the soundtrack list and see what we've got. So we scroll through here. Not loads that I can see that I'm actually getting high on at this moment in time, I'll be honest with you. FIFA 09 one was an absolute killer. It really did blow me away a little bit. This time around, not so fun. And to be honest, it probably does show. We got the Temper Trap, Signs of Fear. Tommy Sparks, She's Got Me Dancing. That's, of course, a very, very good one. But not the best soundtrack, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. This one was, of course, an absolute banger. I love this tune. Gotta be the best one on this FIFA, for sure. Unfortunately, I can't play it for you for copyright issues, but you get the picture. Let's have a look at the teams and see what was going on. At this point, you've got Carlo Ancelotti at Chelsea, and he's left AC Milan, of course. Having a look here, the likes of Carvalho and Terry still there, Cole and Bossingua, Lampard still in there, Malouda. That's a name I haven't heard for quite a while. Drogba and Anelka heading up the front line. What do Manchester City look like with their old badge at this point? Mika Richards. Still there, dear oh dear. Kolo Touré, their highest rated player in the starting team. Gareth Barry, Nigel de Jong. Look at that for a forward line. Robinho, Adebayor. There he is. He's actually not... I'll tell you what, he's actually quite good, as you'd imagine. Also worth pointing out that this was the first FIFA with skill moves. Introduced skill moves, weak foot star rating. Adebayor, 5-star skill moves somehow. Bayern Munich at this point, very, very underrated. Look at that Bastian Schweinsteiger, only 78 rated. Robben and Ribéry there. We should have a Muller somewhere. There he is. Look at that, 69 rated. Only 20 years of age. What about Mourinho's Inter? Jose's Inter, look at that. This is a proper team. We may have to play with this team. Having said that, we did do AC Milan in FIFA 09, and I feel a bit scummy for switching between the two. Even though I have no loyalties to either. But look at this. Samuel Eto'o, Diego Milito, Wesley Sneijder in there. Balotelli's knocking around in there as well. Stankovic, Mancini, Marco Materazzi. What a team. And of course, we can't go on without having a quick look at this because I've got a lot of love and a lot of time for this team. Look at that, Barry Ferguson leading that midfield, an absolute soldier. Roger Johnson, Scott Dan should be there somewhere. There he is, very underrated this time. Lee Bowyer, and rest easy, Chucho Benitez, a talented player. Of course, no longer with us, but in this season, didn't get many goals, but was very, very good. So I think, unfortunately, I'm going to be a little bit boring. I am going to pick Barcelona to play in this game, purely because, obviously, we've got that Barcelona team, and it's going to be real fun to kind of get stuck into that one back in the days when they were, of course, sponsored by UNICEF. We're going to go for Carlo Ancelotti's Chelsea at this time. We'll put them in the white kit. Nou Camp was, of course, on this game. In terms of the custom tactics, generally very, very similar to what we spoke about in FIFA 09. This is the sort of menu we get, and we do get a kind of selection over that. I've gone through and changed some things, messed with the formation, did the player work rate and positioning, all very much the same. We've still got the man marking in it as well. One thing that's different this year that I'll take you through in a separate video is you can actually create your own set pieces. And I don't believe we had that in FIFA 09 or any of the previous FIFAs. Do correct me if I'm wrong. And that's absolutely huge, something we don't have in FIFA 23 now, and something that I'm very excited to get stuck into. Getting ourselves in the arena before the game with big Zlatan, of course. Love it when it fades into the ground like that. Something, again, just doesn't happen anymore, but it was just so cool. It felt just immersive. Presentation style did change a little bit between FIFA 10 and FIFA 09. You tend to see more kind of shots like this, a bit of a different presentation style and order of the way they did things. I'll tell you one thing, it actually feels a little bit faster than what I think FIFA 09 felt like to me. It feels like everything's a little bit more jumpy. I'd like to say I was a little bit more impressed with what FIFA 09 was offering than what FIFA 10 is offering. One thing you did find that I'm noticing is that it was a little bit more responsive than what FIFA 09 was though, and also the collisions was another thing that you noticed was a little bit better. It felt like you could have more collisions compared to FIFA 09 where they really just kind of got stuck in animations a bit more and locked out of that. Knock it back to Ibrahimovic, Xavi, back to Ibrahimovic, and there is the goal. Very good indeed. Of course, a FIFA where you got a little bit more control over your celebrations like that in FIFA 09 as well. That's when it really made the change. Very nice indeed. Sliding after that. Something you don't see in FIFA 23. You really don't. Getting it wide with Messi. Oh. One thing you will, of course, notice where FIFA has improved is the animations in general. You know, when Messi did take that kind of finesse shot, then it just looks so unnatural, didn't it? Which, compared to FIFA 23, it is certainly better. One thing we're going to try now, and it is going to hurt your eyes. You are not going to like this at all. Is for some reason, when FIFA 10 was out, bear in mind I was only about, 11 years old or something along those lines. I had this obsession with playing it on end-to-end camera. I think it's because when it came to the one end, you could get a better view of the fans. So I was playing it on end to end, as you can see here. It's so hard. It's so weird. Something I could never dream of doing now. I really couldn't. But this is what I used to play on. It really is. The problem is you don't get much of a view of anyone, really. Like, I'm trying to look to spread it out wide now. You can't see even the mini-map. It's in the wrong place. It's very, very hard. Never, ever. As Yaya Toure gets some space. Falls to Ibrahimovic. Just past the post. Another thing you're noticing is that the opposition are giving away more fouls. The opposition AI. Something that on FIFA 23, again, it just doesn't happen.
Well, could this be unorthodox to say the least? The losing manager has brought on another player, but he's a defender.
I'm lost for words. I mean, at a time when they should be pouring on the pressure, looking to score, they bring on a defender.
That's so cool. I completely forgot I did that. They bring on Belletti, of course, a right-back, on for Mikel Ballack, who was a midfielder, and Martin Tyler and Andy Gray will question that decision, saying, why are they bringing on defender when they're trying to chase the lead? And that's so cool. Again, we don't have that. We don't have that either in FIFA 23, and I completely forgot that was a thing. Really, really cool. I mean, Andy Gray really wasn't happy with that, was he? He was lost for words, as he put it. Got to be half-time, got to be full-time as we boot it up. Yes, it is. And I've got to say, it's so much fun playing these old games again. I just had fun then, which it's more of a rare occurrence on FIFA 23 these days. The most important thing about these is, yes, obviously, graphically, technology-wise, there are things where it's behind FIFA 23, and that is natural, of course. I'm not going to sit here and say, gameplay-wise, these play just far more realistically than FIFA 23, etc., etc. But there are things that it does do better than that game. And the most important thing when going back on these games is that you don't go back and play them and think, oh, this feels so dated, it's not good at all, it's so much better now. But you don't quite get that feeling when you do play these older FIFAs, FIFA 9 and FIFA 10 for me on the channel so far. And that's, maybe it's pretty telling of these games and saying how good they were. Maybe it's pretty damning of FIFA 23, or a bit of both. You guys should decide. But ultimately, that was just fun. And that's very cool to say. So what's next for FIFA 10? Well, in the next video, we are going to do a deep dive on career mode, manager mode, and also the Be a Pro seasons. So those two will make up the next video, which will be basically a career mode video. That's one that I'm really looking forward to getting into. We're also going to do a separate video, I think, deep diving on the custom set piece creator and see how that works and what FIFA 23 really is lacking. So as always, make sure to go and check out those videos. When they are out, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell to get notifications every time I upload, because when they do come up, you will of course get them. Make sure to check out my Patreon, the best way to support the channel. And I want to say a massive thank you to my patrons who, because of you, I can now justify doing videos like this that may get less views than what the tactics videos are. But ultimately, I don't need to worry about views now because you guys are supporting the channel and allowing me to do that, giving me that freedom. So I want to say a massive thank you to all of you on Patreon who are supporting the channel and making this an enjoyable experience and a reality. With that being said, we are going to round it off there. Thank you so much everyone for kindly watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and until the next one, I will see you soon.